Happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday to you. I want to say happy birthday.
Hi, I'm Reginald, and I'd like to thank Dr. Lee Warren for your hard work, your dedication, your wisdom, and providing information to people in both Chicago and around the world in health, finance, prepping, gold, silver. Thank you for spreading the truth about sound money across the world. I'd like to wish you and your wife happy birthdays, and I hope you guys just have the greatest time, and I wish you the best of luck. Thank you for what you've done for me and what you've done for the rest of the world.
Happy birthday, Dr. Warren. I just wanted to say, wish you a happy birthday, you, your beautiful wife, and Valencia. I know all your birthdays are right around this time. So happy birthday. I really appreciate all the work that you've done for humanity and the Black community, the information, the knowledge, the wisdom that you're putting out there through your plim.org website and your videos that you've been doing for years on YouTube. I really appreciate it. I first became aware of you from a video I watched with Mark Sims, where you were talking about the economy and you were talking about silver. So I really appreciate all you've done for the community. Keep up the good work. And I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday. Enjoy your day today. Enjoy the cake and ice cream. And hopefully I'll see you soon. Take care. Wish I could have been there.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Doctors Lee and Penny Warren. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Valencia Dancer, aka Mother Diva. Happy birthday to you. Just want to take this opportunity to wish you all a happy birthday. And I hope you all enjoy y'all's birthdays, upcoming birthdays. And just reflect back to how that Yah always bless you for many years to keep that breath of that spirit in your body. And to continue to give him the praise and glory. And the only name of salvation, which is Yash Messiah. Hallelujah. And don't be surprised if I sneak up there in April and give you a late belated birthday gift in the flesh. Thinking about coming up to Chicago in April. I said I think. I ain't gonna guarantee that, Mother Diva, but just want to give you that shout out. Take care and be blessed.
Hey, Dr. Warren. This is DJ Tony Mundaka wishing you, your wife, and Valencia, Mother Diva Dantzler, a great anniversary of life this February of 2014. Thank you for preaching the gospel, and thank you for your work over at Plim. If I had known that you guys were doing this in Chicago before I left, I might have just stayed there. All right now, I'll see y'all next year. Keep up the good work.
Hello. Hello, Lee and Penny. How are you? Oh, it's great to be sending a message to you and you seeing my face. I wished I could see yours as well. You're two lovely people that I know in my life that I love and appreciate. And I just want to thank you for being a part of me. Thank Yahweh for connecting us together. And I wish you a happy birthday and many other days of a happy eternal life. This is your brother Rip. Peace.
Leave that up to date. You can't leave it back there with them. Here we go. Okay, so then, now what does JL mean? JL, J-A-E-L. Oh, it actually was no J in Hebrew. It was actually what? I just got it. That's good. That's good. Discerning, observing, intelligence. Okay, so wait a minute. So J represents what? Intelligence. Analysis, understanding. Okay, analysis and under what? And understanding. Wait a minute. Jacob. Okay, so Jacob represents intelligence and understanding. But it wasn't of a carnal nature or a fleshly nature. It was in what? It's an unrighteousness. So he's very cunning. You're the devil is stupid. You may be stupid. And he's very cunning. Besides, he needs to be as wise as what? And as a servant. So the servant is not stupid. You may be stupid, but he ain't. Because even the devil is wise. So he said he is wise. So Jacob was very wise. He has intelligence. He has understanding. Go ahead, man. What else did it say? He says perceiving, discerning, observing. He was able to discern the situation. In other words, look at your character and understand how you can manipulate you. Read. Knowing analysis. They know all about the essence, what you understand is, to bring us up to date, the Canaanites today on Wall Street.
Forecasting.
Wall Street. And the bankers, they don't want to have the analysis to understand. They don't want to got you all in the all, everybody always go up. So we're bringing this to this day. Okay, we're going to finish this. So Jacob means that. So, what does sister mean? Let me go to the metaphysical dictionary. I got to run real quick.
Again, this is what we're talking about. These resets America has always had a history of currencies and dislocations. And the way that you're able to withstand this is to be able to prosper in those situations, is to be able to have, as I say, silver. Silver was the money that will have the largest return. And you're going to bond with that to buy property, whatever it is. And I would say, this right here, real estate will boom again. It'll be so cheap that they will start giving these houses away. Just like they did in HUD in the 1980s, when Reagan deregulated the savings and loans. They did the same thing. They deregulated the savings and loans. The savings loan went bust. They had all this property on the market by the government owned in this resolution company, and they started selling old houses on the market. And Mayor Daley, who was the mayor then, that's how blacks got into real estate, because you can buy a house for what? $1. Because with so many neighborhoods, but it's gonna go right back. They do the same thing over and what? Over and people just cannot catch it. You know, the season of fall, winter, spring.
Dr. Lee Warren.
Dr. Lee Warren, I was a retired portfolio manager at Sears and Roden Truck after leaving the University of Chicago graduate school. And stayed there for quite a few years, and then moved down to Sears Tower, and then I moved into CNA and retired there. So I have a strong background in the portfolio management. As a portfolio manager for Sears, we had a special, at least I was a special like for the hard knocks. The reason for that is, remember that those of us that grew up in the 50s and 60s, especially the 50s, remember that we all had the coin collections, we all had the stamp collection. Those things are not in existence today, because most of you know that this millennium generation, they're into Xboxes and etc. So they have no tie to history and understanding the history of money, stamps, or whatever. It's a historical understanding of money. So after that, I had a traumatic accident. I was a pilot, student pilot, but I mid-air plane crash. Me and my instructor was the only one that was able to survive that. The other two perished after colliding about 2,000, 3,000 feet up. And I was there to take a more spiritual approach, metaphysics, along with beginning to understand that what we really have in the central bank is something very nefarious. It is there to impoverish and to enslave. And I decided to enlighten the African American community. I have a website called www.clearby2 that I'm getting up. And we had a local show for about 10 years on cable, and warning folks that they do not understand what's truly taking place and what's coming. And the coming what now is the Great Reset. If those of you that have listened to Christine Lagarde at The Voice or whatever, she's always mentioning the Great Reset. And that's what we are getting ready to face. And few people are aware of the great transformation for the whole world.
Hi, my name is Eric Rudez. My dad and I used to run the Chicago Natural Resource Expo up in Rolling Meadows for a couple decades, and then we moved to some of the Chicago suburbs. But always had a great time up there. And back in, I think it was 2014, somewhere right in there, I was contacted by Valencia Dantzler, and she asked me to bring a new member to our expert panel discussion that we always did on the Friday night of our events. And and she wanted me to invite Dr. Lee Warren to be a part of our show. And I had looked into Dr. Lee's past and what he was, promoting as far as investments go, and it definitely lined up with our message. So we were delighted to bring him onto the panel, and he served as one of our anchor speakers for, goodness, almost a decade, and had a lot of great times with him and Penny at our show, and he brought a whole new angle to what we were doing, and obviously some well-needed diversity to our panel, and we were welcome that he was a part of that for so many years. So on this one-year anniversary of Dr. Warren's passing, I would just like to say that I really love Dr. Lee, and Penny. I loved her as well. Love her as well. Hi, Penny. And I just thank you guys for being such a part of my dad and I's life and our business. And I encourage everybody out there, since Dr. Lee isn't here to tell you, but buy some gold and buy some silver and keep it in your possession. Don't buy it electronically. Buy the physical stuff. So thank you very much, Valencia, for putting this together, and I hope you all have a blessed day. Thank you.
Dr. Warren, are we in the end times?
Yes, you are in the end times, the end of not the physical cosmos of the universe. You are in of the great American empire that we're in, the dream that we're in. That we are. Matter of fact, you can see the end of the dream. What do you mean end of the dream? Just go to Detroit or Flint, and you can see that the factories that we have, globalization, NAFTA, GAFTA, whatever you want to say, GATT, whatever you want to say, we have no factories in this country anymore. None. We have very few jobs that are manufacturer or high-paying jobs. Even the IT, the high-paying computer jobs, they are being overseas. If you don't believe that, just pick up a phone and call Dale if you got a computer. The next thing I says, my name is Michael. Well, his name ain't Michael. His name is, you talking to somebody in India. So that's outsourcing. So what you're having is the deindustrializing of America, whether you be black or white, whether you be, I don't care what your color or whatever, the globalization has affected you, and the nation has entered a stage of a second world and getting ready to enter the third world, which would be when the collapse finally gets here.
Okay, well, the collapse is happening, but when is the Antichrist showing up?
Well, it may be, we don't know the exact time that may be. Just like when Hitler came to power, only the people that knew or financed him knew the whole process. That won't be revealed to us except by the Spirit. And most people won't understand what they see when they see it, because they have no understanding of the process.
Well, I don't understand, but give me some understanding about the four beasts.
Okay, but simply, we want to talk about the four beasts of Daniel that you have. What are they? With the lion, the bear, the leopard, and the fourth beast was a mean beast. Well, actually, represented Babylon, Medo Persia, Greece, and Alexander the Great, and then the Roman Empire. Well, the four beasts today are mainly, the four main powers today are the U.S., China, Russia, and the EU. Those are the four main powers that are in the world, and they shape and form the globe, everything on the globe. They are also part of the economic power. So what you have basically here in America is in order to save ourselves, they are saving Wall Street versus saving ourselves. In other words, the dollar that you have, it no longer holds its purchasing power. And unless you have some silver, now here's a silver dollar. Now, let me show you what I'm talking about. A silver dollar, one little old silver dollar. Here I have a silver dollar here. Now this is $1 face value. It says $1. It says $1 on it. But in order to buy this, I need about either 18 or 25 of these
to buy just one silver dollar. This is 90% silver. It's no longer in circulation. And many of these things have been melted down. So if you don't have, as this becomes corrupted, or should I say worthless, as we begin to, should I say, enter a depression, the only way that you're going to be able to pay for your food, or move around, or preserve your wealth or your purchasing power is to have this gold and silver, which is actually the real money, or the wealth that God made, or Elohim made, gold and silver. And as of now, you know, silver is roughly about $17, $18, and gold is about $19. Platinum is well over $1,800, almost $2,000. My point to you, unless you have these types of metals, you will not be able to survive the collapse. And like I said, most people are going to lose everything. And only about 5% of the people are going to be able to sort of survive and prosper during the situation. They'll be the remedy that survives. And then you're a total chaos. And that's the process, usually, that you wind up with some type of dictator. And usually people forget that Hitler was not, didn't take power. He was elected during the power when the German mark was debased. And after World War II, they had this great debt, and they had to pay it off. What did they do to pay it off? They printed up marks. And the marks became almost worthless. They had to have a wheelbarrow of money to pay off the debt. So what happened was that Hitler came in and during that collapse. And usually, in any economic collapse in China, when Genghis Khan came to power, usually Napoleon came to power again. These are rulers, or tyrants, or whatever you're going to call. They always come to power when you have an economic dislocation, or what we call a depression. So these are the things that you're going to be facing, and there is no hope of the thing ever turning around. This here is over with. See, and you may get a blue one tomorrow, or next 2 or 3 years. So your hope now, what you must do is get as much silver as you can get your hands on to preserve your wealth and be able to at least halfway survive. And most of all, you're going to have to pray, because you're looking at a government that has become insolvent. The only way they can keep itself afloat is borrowing money from foreigners and also print. And you see that the whether you want to talk about the auto industry, whether you want to talk about the housing is in a depression. The first time this past year, I think it was, housing lost 10% of its average home price. 10% of its value was all. The prices declined nationwide. That was the first time in 75 years. Prices declined all through major markets. Can you imagine? And most people's wealth are tied to their houses, folks. That is your so-called nesting egg. But listen, did you know that 8 or 10 million houses are already upside down? What do you mean upside down? The mortgage is worth more than the house. And as the houses continue to drop, it's going to go to 35 or 40 million. So what little nesting egg that you have in your house, it'll be wiped out. So unless you bought your house back in the 60s, you know, other than that, most people are going to lose a great deal of wealth. And unless they have this silver, a gold, something that can maintain its wealth, and expand, you're going to be wiped out. And I mean, when I say wiped out, you could read some of the stories about the Depression.
Dr. Warren, do you think that they're going to, at some point, have us turn in our greenbacks for debit cards, like they got rid of the food stamps? We have link cards now here in Chicago. Do you think they're going to tell us to turn in our cash and give us little cards to do all our business?
I wouldn't put that past it, but the problem with that is this. People are not going to tolerate that, because if they do that, just say that we go to a cashless society. This is the problem, folks. This is the problem. You have no more cash. Yes, well, okay, say there's a crisis that they want to devalue the dollar over the weekend. Now, all your money is in the bank, am I right? And all of a sudden, they said, we're going to devalue the dollar 50%. That means what costs $5 now costs $10. So that means your money has lost 50%. And see, if you don't have any silver somewhere as a backup, see what I'm saying, a great deal of your wealth in that, then that means the money in your bank has lost 50% of your value. Your pension that you're going to get, so you get $2,000 a month, well, it's only about $1,000 now, because they had to devalue the currency. They had to debase the currency. So the only way that you can offset this is to get some old silver. These are what you call junk silver. Old silver dollars, silver dimes, quarters, and half dollars, and silver dollars. We call Bow dollars being here. This is the only thing, or the silver eagles. You need something to preserve your assets. And listen, don't wait around for the last minute.
And now there's a silver shortage already. People are what they're doing. They're hoarding these things. You know what? The media not even talking about this, but people as guys, they know that they're trying to provide for their family, at least to be able to eat. Because your house is not going to be worth anything, and you won't be able to sell it. And you got to understand where were you going to do and what you're going to do. You want to have some options that you have available. So if you have this, you can always barter and move around, because folks understand that this is always money.
So, Dr. Warren, they always suggest that we have about 6 months to a year of living expenses, which means about $20,000, $50,000 in the bank. Most of us don't have that kind of money, so you're saying most of us are doomed.
Most people, unless they get some hands on some type of silver, they're going to be doomed, because what's going to happen, if they lock the banks up, just like they said during 9/11, the banks were closed. They didn't close the banks for 2 weeks. And only allow you to do what? Take so much money out of the bank. It did in South America. They said, okay, we're going to allow you $1,000 a month, write check. That's all we're going to do. And your money's in the bank. Remember, it's your money, but the government literally controls it. They can tell you how much you can spend, that they're going to allow out of the banking system this month to pay your bills, and that's it. So, I mean, you don't want to have them options. The same thing with credit cards. A credit card, they can tell you in a moment. They can revoke your credit line. See, and all I know that so in other words, in order for you to be, should I say, somewhat independent, you're going to have to start thinking outside the box and preparing for the worst. Now, if the worst don't come, you can always take the silver back and sell it. But if you don't have it, you're in deep trouble, silver or gold. And see, this is the problem. People have not been told how bad the economy is. And if you just listen to the news this past week, the jobs report just came out. This past was April 4th, I think this past Friday. They lost another 80,000 jobs. The last 3 months, 300,000 jobs are lost. And the thing is, and then listen, and that's a lie, because it was much worse than that. It's just like they keep telling us food, keep telling us about inflation. Inflation is only 4%. Any fool knows that the food is more than 4 or 5%. Because you know why? Because they say core inflation. It doesn't include fuel and food. Now, how can you live in America without food and fuel? Unless you live in a cave.
This is only going to take a few minutes. You got a few minutes to answer this question. I want to get out of here by 2. I don't want to hold up the crowd. But Dr. Warren, why should we believe you versus Barack Obama, John McCain, or Hillary Clinton? Anybody else we see? Our preachers, our family. Why should we believe Dr. Warren?
Well, listen, all I'm doing is giving you facts. You can all verify this just by going online and going to reliable news sources. You can see, especially overseas news, Telegraph or some of the English papers or European papers, they report a better news than we are. Listen, why should you believe Obama than believing us? Is this, listen, financial interests has always controlled this country. And if you think it doesn't, then you've been badly deceived. Whether you want to call them the Illuminati, skull and bones, it don't make a black nobility, it don't make no difference. There's always been power behind the throne. And listen, these people are not going to relinquish this type of power. And like I said, just look at the signs. Just look at the signs that are happening, and you can see the situation is getting worse and worse and worse. Just go to the supermarket and just look and see how food is jumping up. Look at gasoline, how it's jumping up. Listen, those are not the things that I'm saying. I don't have no power with those things. I'm just trying to make you conscious of what you must do in this short time that you have left before these precious metals jump crazy and you won't be able to buy them, period. I mean, silver is $17, gold is $917. Suppose silver jumped to 50 or 100. Well, most people can't afford to buy a whole bunch of it because they missed the opportunity to buy it while it's cheap. That's why I'm saying, as far as Obama, these people are not even addressing the issue. They're talking about sending us $600. They're talking about saving the homeowners. Listen, they're talking about giving a couple $100 billion. The home quote problem. This foreclosure is almost a $2 or $3 trillion problem. So how can you throw a couple of $100 billion at something? That's like trying to empty Lake Michigan with a cup of water. It is nothing but propaganda, folks. Dog and pony show. The P issue thinking that they're doing something. They're not doing anything. The only thing they're going to do is save Wall Street. And I don't care whether you're atheist. I don't care whether you're a Muslim. I don't care what religion you are. You need the mean green. This is the economic system that puts this thing together. And the people behind it, they are not none of those religions. So you have to wake up and discern what the truth is and prepare for the worst and for your family and your self-survival.
Give everyone your information so they can contact you.
Okay, if you want to contact me, we have a website, www.plim.org. My email is plim, P-L-I-M, @plim.org. That's P-L-I-M PLIM.org. You can reach me. You got any questions, we'll try to get back to you. Remember, time is short. Things are going to work. After this election, you won't believe the number of foreclosures that's happening, the number of layoffs that's coming. I don't care whether you're white collar, what kind of degrees you got. They got people coming out of college now, they can't even find jobs because all the jobs are in Asia. They're all in Asia, folks. They're not here. You're going to be walking around in overalls or doing field work or whatever it is, because there will not be any jobs here, period. So that all we can do is hope and pray that you act upon this information while it's timely. Everything is timely. It's like a woman to get pregnant, she has to do it on cycles. Well, this is not going to last all. We're entering a period where this thing is speeding up and they're not telling you. And the next thing you know, these precious metals are going to get so crazy that you won't be able to get them and you won't be able to find it. And how you eat, you're going to be on a link card with eating molded cheese and molded foods from the government warehouse. And you do not want, one thing we learned from Katrina is that if you wait for the government to save you, you're in one hell of a mess.